There we go. It was telling me live streaming isn't available right now, but apparently it is. Okay. Thank goodness. I said a little prayer. So, good morning, everybody. And if you're watching and it's not 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday, then you're watching this as a video, which is cool because it's the same information, obviously. And if you are watching this as a video, please feel free to leave a comment and to like the video. That helps to share it with more people. But also, you're free to ask a question from the tarot, and if you ask a question in a day or two or three or whatever, I'll answer that in the comment sections. So it's been quite an eventful week. So I'm going to start with the tarot stuff in just a minute for those of you that are excuse me, that are coming on as a video, but I wanted to say hi to people. Hi, Michael. Welcome. And hi, Colleen. And hi, Susan. Welcome, everybody. So people tend to slowly come in the morning. So I have my tea. And my question for you in the morning is, what is your morning routine? Is it coffee or is it tea or are you no caff? Or maybe this time of year it's hot chocolate. So we're taking a poll: coffee, tea, no caff, hot chocolate, or maybe chocolate. Lemon water. Ooh, that's a good one. Good morning, Adam and everyone. Good morning, Laura. So I usually have green tea in the morning, and then when I work, I usually have black tea, but I don't drink coffee anymore, except maybe under rare occasions, but I generally don't drink coffee. Green tea, now coffee always, coffee, lemon water. Very good. And when I wake up, what I normally do is I'll either lay or I'll sit up and I'll meditate for a few minutes. And then I go into a cold shower. So I do a 3-minute cold shower in the morning. That wakes you up for sure, especially this time of year, because in the Catskills, the cold water is basically melted snow. So it's very cold water that we get in the mornings. And then I do my little morning routine. I do some breathing exercises and I do yoga, sometimes in the morning, sometimes later in the day, depending on my schedule. So coffee, tea, or no caff? That's the question. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, I'm sorry that I'm squinting. All right, so let's get down to business here. Very eventful week, apparently, and I didn't even see this, but maybe not last Sunday, but somebody told me 2 Sundays ago that in the tarot time that I predicted the whole Washington thing, and I don't even remember doing it, but that's very eventful. So what we've got going on, just off the top of my head, astrologically, is that Mercury's conjuncting Saturn and Jupiter, that are still conjunct, even though they're not in the exact conjunction anymore in Aquarius. And Mercury's going to come into its approach to its next retrograde, which begins, I believe, on the 30th of January. So Jupiter's going to, Mercury's coming into that approach, and it's right around where Jupiter and Saturn are. So expect more, and we'll see what comes up in the cards, but this is all part of the awakening. This is all part of the process, and we're seeing a lot of news about censoring, on social media and stuff like that. So a lot of stuff boiling to the surface. Let's fasten our seatbelts and let's do this. So what I want to do is I start out, for those of you that are new, and if you are new, say hi, and where in the world are you? I'm in the Catskill Mountains, where the groundwater is very cold. Hi, Chris. Hi, Yvonne. You were spot on with riots occurring. Yeah, all right. I think it's more saying that I was just talking about riots, not specifically in Washington, D.C. But anyways, it was in the cards. It's been in the air, basically, and it's in the astrology also. So it's, I want to say it's all good. I mean, I know it's not in some ways, but what we need to do is hold our space and to and to keep doing our meditation. Long, deep breathing is very helpful when there's a lot of stress. Feel the presence of God or spirit around you. Inhale into your heart, circulate that exhale, and release anxiety and stress. I mean, that's good for any circumstances that involves being, anxious or nervous or negative energy around you. It's a using the natural rhythm of your breathing and the natural process of breath to circulate and cleanse your aura and vibration. Very simple, very powerful. So keep doing that and keep holding space. And just a quick couple of announcements is that Thursday, the 21st, I'm starting my 4-part Learn the Tarot series. So it's going to be the spirit of the tarot, and I'm going to go very much deep into the core of tarot, what it is, how you can develop your ability to read tarot or to use tarot for meditation and stuff like that. So it's going to be a 4-part class, very reasonably priced. If you're interested in more info, email us, info@atombetweentheworlds.com, and my website is atombetweentheworlds.com. So that's coming up. And this Monday on Zoom, Heather Estara, who's the healer for Between the Worlds, and myself are going to do a healing transmission this Monday night for the new moon. And the new moon is new moon in Capricorn. Thank you. So we're going to do that as well. So again, email us for the Zoom login if you want to participate in that. I found, actually within the year, I discovered that I could serve as a conduit for energy, for spirit, and then transmit that to large groups of people. So it's a form of channeling that I do, and people that do that generally feel it and find it very powerful. So that'll be happening on Monday. So I'm going to mix cards up a little bit. I asked Spirit to show us the best card for us to maybe meditate on or internalize during this week. What we need as a collective group. I mean, right now there's 20 people, but usually, this goes out to a few hundred people usually as a video. So anybody that's watching and you're not live, you're still in the energy. You're still part of the group. And so mixing cards up and asking Spirit to show us what card we should use as the essence of our meditation practice this week for whatever we need as our collective group today. So let me just clear my mind a second. Okay, this one. Oh, I like this. The Ace of Cups. This is one of my favorite cards. The cups represent emotions. I think we can all see this. Cups are emotion. Aces are new beginnings. And I feel like Spirit's saying, allow yourselves when you meditate just to take a moment to fill yourself with spirit. There's a lot of gold in this, and gold goes in a lot of different directions, but gold represents wealth, right? So that could be wealth, financial wealth, but it can be wealth of spirit, wealth of energy, wealth of knowledge, wealth of experience, and I had I don't know if Patty from All Is Energy is here, or was it Unlicensed Thinker? One of the people that we kind of network with on YouTube. We were having a discussion with about happiness and how it really is a choice. Of course, we're human and we're going to react to outside to our environment, to exterior circumstances. That's normal. But we have the ability to choose to return to happiness and to choose that as our base emotion. And long, deep breathing is a good exercise to do that also. Breathe in happiness of the universe. Exhale stress, worry, sadness, depression. And when you're in a bad mood, you can't just will yourself to be happy, but you can do exercises to clear and interchange energy with the universe, because the universe is a happy vibration. That's why children that haven't been programmed want to be happy. So it's natural for us to be happy. And if we just relax and let it go and accept, that something hard is going on, or there's a reason to be depressed or anxious, if we accept that and acknowledge it, all you have to do is basically set an intention and practice long, deep breathing. If it doesn't work the first time, take a few moments, try it again and try it again. Eventually, you're going to recirculate with the universe, and you're going to be able to clear the negative emotions and replace it with the universal emotion of happiness, joy, and love. So this card is about that. So as you're meditating, visualize a lot of gold light either coming from the top of your head and filling your cup, filling your energetic cup with happiness, joy, empowerment, love, freedom, and all the good qualities. And then, again, you can exhale and release all the stresses and worries and whatever. So I'll give you guys another peek at that. And very good. Good morning, Jana. Oh, thanks for being awake. Let me turn my pings off. Okay, you won't hear my computer go ping anymore. So I'm going to pull 3 cards now, and this will be a little bit of sort of a general forecast for the week of what's happening in the great big wide world around us in this time of great global awakening and amazing shifts that aren't easy shifts. And incidentally, not to be Mr. Plug this morning, but if you guys haven't seen my 2021 predictions, it's about an hour long, so it's a discussion, and I give my top 5 predictions for 2021. Just as a little sneak preview, if you haven't seen it, it's all predicated on awakening and the growing pains around a whole collective consciousness or a whole society waking up from its infancy now, basically. And as a species, we're learning to crawl, and we're discovering that people haven't really changed a lot in the last 50 years, in the last 100 years, in the last 2,000 years. And there's a collective shadow, and it's all rising to the surface now. And that's what needs to happen for us to evolve, to basically, admit that we have shadow aspects. The shadow, I have a video on that also, of course, but the shadow is basically what's hidden, right? It's the dark part of our nature, what's in our subconscious, what we suppress. And it's usually about our survival instincts and how that gets intertwined and intertangled with our social behaviors and causes us to self-sabotage or to do harm to ourselves or others or stuff like that as well. So there is a collective shadow. There is a very selfish and demeaning side to human nature that's suppressed. And when it comes out, that's good because it can be our power. It's our survival. So what is coming out is sort of a response to just energy or just our survival instincts. I don't know if I'm explaining that as succinctly as I could, but I think that you get the gist idea of that. So I'm mixing cards up for our weekly forecast. This feels right. Okay. So the deck that I use is called the Hanson Roberts deck. And I like the kind of sort of childlike images in this deck. So that's one of the reasons I gravitate towards it. All right, so this card is coming. This one. So it's in order. This one, okay. This one. The cards are being sticky this morning. So I'm putting this on my clipboard. That's my high-tech way of showing this. I will show you what's coming up here as the 3 cards, and then I'm gonna take it away because I need to look at them and vibe on them for a little bit. Okay. So I think what's showing is that for the most part, it looks like there's a relative lull in the action, so to speak. I mean, last week was very eventful, and I have to tell you, about maybe 2 or 3 days leading up to it, I was getting a lot of anxiety. I had to do that breathing technique a lot, I have to tell you, because I was just feeling it in my solar plexus. And then this all happened. When was it? Wednesday or whatever day it was that it all went down in Washington, D.C. it almost felt like a release. Like I could feel in the collective consciousness, like all this tension building up, and then this violence happened, and it almost felt like a little bit of a release. And now we're kind of picking up the pieces right now. Now, the Pentacles is the suit that's predominating for the week. Pentacles is about the earth. It's about material things. It's about money. So this is kind of saying that we may hear a little bit more about things like the stimulus. Although I think it's pretty much a done deal that it's going to be 600 now. I don't think it's going to go to that, but I know that there may be a little bit more to come with that. Now, the Lover's card's about choices, and to me, this has the feel of like we may be getting some news or information that a lot of people are either aren't going to really believe or aren't going to really buy into. And I think this whole thing about media censorship and social media and everything is going to it's going to be very prevalent during this coming week. I think later in the week there's going to be some kind of an announcement of something that may involve something financial, or may involve something along the lines of maybe stimulus checks. Maybe it's something with the third check that's supposed to be coming out. I think in the spring sometime. And it just seems like there's going to be a little bit of patching up, but I still feel like the Lover's card is very air connected. It's connected to the sign Gemini, which is all often connected to like communication and news and stuff like that as well. And I'm gonna look at these myself for a second, because I feel like this is kind of telling us just to not react, because the Lover's card feels like it has like a lot of energy associated with a lot of ups and downs. And I think also, just looking at the nature of these cards, I think towards maybe after Wednesday, towards later in the week, there may be some very kind of somber news. It may be about things going on with the virus, or the progression of the vaccines, or stuff like that, or things along those lines, I want to say as well. And I'm just looking at your comments. That's why I'm peeking down. The first card of Pentacles. I have a glare on the screen. Yeah. Let me see if I can angle this. The first card is the Knight of Pentacles. Now, knights are about movement. Knights are fire also. So that's like fire of earth. And and it just feels to me like either the media or the government or whatever is trying to patch something up, or trying to squash some news or something like that. But I think we're going to hear a few things. I think a little bit more news may come out. It may be as soon as tomorrow, around like what was behind some of the violence. I think we may also hear of something else about racism or violence against minorities or stuff like that. And this Lover's card in the middle, especially reversed, just feels like really confused. And I think it's just saying that there is a lot of agendas in governments and media and control of the world. And again, I talk about this. I don't really like to do too much conspiracy theory stuff on my channel, because other channels cover that very well, and it's theories. It's not proven. That's why they're conspiracy theories. But the common thread of all of them is that there's a higher power, whether some people call them the deep state or the elite, but there's always been a select few that tend to run everything, and it's through the money and the big corporations like the oil and the pharmaceuticals and so forth. And a lot of the debate about the vaccine is because that the pharmaceutical companies have a high profit margin with vaccines, because they sell, they basically sell them to the government, and we think we're getting them for free, but it's our tax dollars that are paying for them actually. So those types of logistics, I feel like they're also talking about delays in the process with that as well. And and stuff like that. So I think, the debates on the legitimacy of the vaccine, is it a conspiracy or is it legitimate? So I think there's a lot of that back and forth thinking with that. And my advice to everybody with vaccines is do what you feel is right, basically. Make your own mind with that. And there's definitely a lot of stuff around that, and a lot of circumstantial evidence. It's actually pretty sound, um, based on some of the motives or agendas for it. But it is circumstantial. But like anything else, like when you take a medication, whether it's a vaccine or whatever, is like, are the potential benefits outweighing the potential risks or not? And if you feel like the potential benefits are outweighing the potential risks, then by all means do it. And if not, then research it further. I mean, my personal take is I have allergies. I have reasons that I may not, but I'm not closed-minded, so I'm kind of going to wait and just see how things play out before I make my decision and everything. So, people that are against it are going to hear a lot of pressuring about the herd immunity or whatever, and it's interesting that they've come up with a vaccine where people that are vaccinated can still transmit the virus, apparently. So it's interesting. I don't think anything major is going to come out this week, but I think there's going to be a lot of debate. But I think the next week and the week after, there's going to be more news and there's going to be more stress around that. And of course, the inauguration is next week. So that's going to be next Sunday, which I think is the 17th. I think that's going to be a very interesting tarot time, because that's going to be a very interesting shift, right? As Mercury is really starting to get firm into its approach to its retrograde and other aspects. It's going to be interesting. And it's actually this is the last card, not the first, but there's a very similar energy. And it almost, again, feels like that there's going to be some financial news that comes up, because the sixes are basically about service. The Six of Pentacles is about unearned income sometimes, or money that's offered through like either the government or through other means or stuff like that as well. So I think what's showing it is that people are going to start getting their stimulus checks. I think it's already happened, and I think that we're going to start to get some news. So just seeing if anything else comes off the top of my head. There may be something else that goes on with like an earthquake or something like that, because this is all earth, and I'm seeing the Lover's card almost as like a rift in the earth. So there may be something that comes up with a something like that, or a volcanic eruption or some kind of a natural thing as well. But I think a lot of the focus on the week with the news is the financial markets, the stock markets, the censorship of media. I think those kind of things. So it almost feels like the collective consciousness starts to go into sort of a low boil, which I think is going to start to really pick up next week in earnest, honestly. So so I wanted to just see. I had my angel cards too. So what I'm going to do is pick an angel card as well for us to think about or meditate, or for a message as well. So the cards, generally don't look too crazy. Like last Sunday, they definitely looked pretty. I don't want to say ominous, but there's definitely a charge to last week's tarot reading for the week, versus this week. So again, I think things are settling. I think people are just kind of taking a deep breath and kind of waiting for the next wave of craziness to come in. So as I said on my yearly predictions, again, you can find that on my channel if you want to watch that. My 2021 predictions, that this is going to be a lot of shock value to what's going on. So having the other thing is that I think a lot of questions about what happened on the day they were counting the votes certainly the question that comes up in my mind without conjecturizing it, is that a word, conjecturizing? Without that, is my question, and if anybody has any answers, feel free to write it down. Is how a group of angry, what do they say, rioters or demonstrators were able to breach basically the most secured building on the entire planet, and how this was known in social media that there was going to be a demonstration and with the intention of it being violent, and it was news that was out there, but it seems like the White House got caught with their pants down. I mean, yeah, there were police and yeah, there were barricades, but yeah, this is one of the most heavily secure buildings in the entire planet, and a group of a few thousand people were able to breach it and get in the White House. So these aren't questions; they're legitimate questions. I personally do not have the answers to them, but these are legitimate questions, and I think people are going to be asking that. I think we're going to hear more about that, I want to say as well. So, um, so anyway, so let me pull the angel card. And for those that you are getting on late, that's cool, because this is going to be, I think it stays as a live event for 12 hours on my channel, and you can rewind it that way. And then it becomes like a video, like an upload after 12 hours. But I think the comments will be available. So again, anybody that wants to learn more about the tarot, I'm starting a 4-part series, The Spirit of Tarot, an 8-hour course for anybody that wants to get in that. It's going to be very reasonably priced. So you can email us at info@inbetweentheworlds.com for more information on that. And I'll pin that to the comments also, for anybody that comes back. So this is the card. This is the angel card. And we got Bethany. Oh, I like her. She seemed very, very kind of powerful and sensual at the same time. So let me read the caption if I can. By the way, I'm getting my right cataract on Tuesday. I'll actually be able to see a lot better. So when you take excellent care of yourself, everybody benefits. Give yourself a relaxing something today. A relaxing treat today, such as a massage. Wait, did we get Bethany last week also? We've gotten this one another time too. So Colleen saying, please asking my angels, great, my starting. Oh yes, prayers for Colleen with her new job. Yes, so this is the angels' way of saying, we have to take care of ourselves, and so much stress, and for whatever the reasons, there's a lot of fear being invoked on the people. In my opinion, a lot more than is necessary. Yes, be aware there's a dangerous virus and there's a pandemic. Be aware, but there's a lot of fear energy. There's a lot of anxiety, which affects our bodies, right? Emotions affect our physical bodies. Our brainwaves affects our environment and our energy and our emotions. And when we're under a lot of stress and fearful, it actually reduces our immune system, amongst other things. So the way to balance that is to take really good care of yourself. So I make sure I do my workouts and my yoga, and I eat well and drink water. And this is what the angels are saying, that we have to take care of ourselves. And taking all the craziness with the conspiracy theories aside, what's happening energetically, and some spiritual teachers call it going from the 3D to the 5D. So you've heard a lot about that, how the energy on the earth in our collective is vibrating higher and higher. So the frequencies are getting higher and stronger, and we're reaching like a new aspect of reality. So the different dimensional frequencies are different aspects of reality, or different energies that coexist with the physical plane. So as we go to 5D reality, we vibrate a lot higher, and we're able to reach a higher spiritual level and rise above the cause and effect of things like karma. So we're able to clear our past karma, and and all that kind of good stuff. But as the collective is raising, we all feel it, and the energy that goes through our bodies increases also. That taxes our nervous system. So as the energy increases, just like if you're working out in a gym, if you're doing more exercise, your muscles will hurt for a while, but they will build, they will get stronger. So our nervous systems are building and they're getting stronger. But because that's happening, we may be oversensitive. We may get what's called ascension symptoms of unexplained physical or emotional symptoms that are happening due to the increased frequencies that's happening through our bodies and our energy fields. So she's telling us, as this process is happening, and it's been happening for a while, I started to notice it around 2008, 2010, but I think it's been happening even before that, honestly. But as that's happening, take good care of yourselves. And yoga or qigong or tai chi or walking or deep breathing, all that stuff, take good care of yourself. So I'm going to leave you guys on that message. And again, or I shouldn't say again, because I didn't even mention this, my last upload on Thursday was about how to find your true life calling in the 2020s awakening. So I have a nice video on steps that you can do if you're not sure what your next step is or what your true calling is in life, especially as the earth's changing. I give you some information on that video. So it's on my channel. I wish you all a beautiful day and a beautiful week. Thank you for stopping by, and aloha, namaste.